there's that Parcells thing about like how to draft quarterbacks. You want guys
Mm-hmm.
with experience, and there's like 7 things. Like there's like 7 different things. You don't have to have all 7, but it's good to have like 5 of them historically. Now, Mahomes had 2, Josh Allen had 3. There are always exceptions, but usually those guys are exceptions for a reason. They're special, special, special. And I don't know. I guess people feel like Wilson is, Fields is special, special, special. Jones is special, 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 but they don't check those boxes. The only ones that really do in this draft are Lawrence, Wilson, Mond, basically those 3.
I think Fields got robbed by the full season. I think he would have checked the boxes if he had the full season. So I'd put him kind of as a almost.
Yes. It's an interesting way to think about it. Like Justin Herbert, I think he checked all 7. All 7.
I think so too, Grant, and I think Joe Burrow did as well. But Connor Cook also was the ideal Parcells quarterback in 2016. So just saying.
Hey, it's not foolproof. It's not foolproof.
No.
You actually have to watch the film, but it's something to keep in mind.
No, but Grant, also I did want to say, so a lot of people say like we're trading 3 picks to get an above average QB in Jones. I think the one thing you're missing is that if you take Lance or even say Fields, I love Fields, so I'm not going to say it about him. And I still think Lance has an opportunity to be very, very good if things work out right. I just don't know. Like I think the range of possibilities with Lance are a little too scattered in terms of me being confident about whether he's going to be the best he could possibly be or whether he could flame out. And so that's where he's a little scary to me. But what happens if you trade 3 picks for a guy who flames out? Isn't it better to get a guy like that? That's where I have the question. And someone said Fields 48% completion percentage against pressure. I will say this, is that against the blitz? Because I will say one thing, I think that offense with Ryan Day is very overrated. I don't think the offense itself is well equipped to handle the rush. I think their pass protection scheme is very elementary. I mean, we saw it. Chip Kelly, part of the reason his offense got exposed was that he had a very, very normal pass protection scheme that defenses started abusing. Cliff Kingsbury, the last 8 games of last year, teams mugged the front, played split safety, and absolutely dominated what their pass protection scheme was. So from that standpoint, I would say Justin Fields' offense didn't exactly help him either.
Yeah. I guess here's my thing with Justin Fields. I feel like his strengths are great, but his weaknesses to me are like Jimmy's. Like, he's nothing like Jimmy in the sense that he throws downfield well, Jimmy doesn't. He's really freaking fast, Jimmy isn't. But the weaknesses are timing, decisiveness, those kind of things. And I feel like if Kyle doesn't like Jimmy, Kyle might be predisposed to nitpick Fields. Right or wrong.
So the one thing I will say is Fields has an offense where timing can be a little difficult to come by. I mean, people have touched on it ad nauseum, the side adjustments to routes and all of that. Jimmy plays in an offense where timing is pretty defined. The reads are very defined. So if you don't have the best of timing within this offense, then I can see it. With at least Fields, you can make an excuse in terms of the context. With Jimmy, Jimmy's a solid player. I don't want to feel like we're always just critiquing Jimmy, but he's a solid player. But that's a part of his game where when the offense offers so much, he's not the best at it.
But hold on, the thing about the excuse for Fields, I've heard that a lot of times, and it's valid, but that doesn't mean he's a quick decision maker and that he has good timing. It just means that he's an unknown because he has an excuse and he wasn't able to show it at Ohio State. He's either a slow decision maker, or he has potential in that area and Ohio State held him back. Either way, that's a major projection, and I think Kyle, in particular, would be like, not in my offense. Now, an offense like Carolina, that is a spread offense anyway, would say might look at Justin Fields and be like, oh my God, he's going to drop to us at 8. Like he's our ideal quarterback anyway.
So here's where I'll disagree, and this is just my opinion on this. I mean, you can disagree with it. I'm certainly no expert, but the way I see it is that the thing with there's two things with that. So the Ohio State offense, right? We talked about that. You said it's in what happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Oh, you
I was
just made
looking
a
at his
very
comments.
weird
Sorry.
face at the game. Oh, but yeah. So the Ohio State
Sorry, I was
offense, you
trying to read
talked about,
really small on my
yeah,
phone. My
and
bad.
you talked about it as a relatively unknown, right, on whether he can do it. The one thing I will say with Justin Fields that's been clear the last 2 years is that he's smart. He often, like Kyle talks about going to the right place with the ball. I
Yes.
mean, even if Justin Fields can be a tick late at times, he's almost always going to the right place with the ball. So you know he's smart. And two, I feel like this is an offense that does a lot of the fast processing for a quarterback. It's a lot of, they define it very easy and they do a lot of the mental stuff for the quarterback, which is where I say, where maybe with Justin Fields, when Kyle does the fast processing for him and lets him play fast and really highlights his physical skills, that's where I think he could really, really shine within this particular offense.